a colourful valley. At the heart of the Dolomites lie the most beautiful mountains in the world, a World Heritage Site. A hilly landscape from which extraordinary rocky behemoths rise to the sky. This is Val Gardena and its three enchanting villages of Ortisei, Santa Cristina and Selva. The valley is steeped in ancient history, centuries-old traditions, good cooking and activities for everyone all year round. A true jewel set against a uniquely beautiful backdrop. Stone objects housed in the Museum Gardena in Ortisei testify to the first prehistorical settlements in the valley. The museum is well known for its vast fossil collection, which documents the formation of the Dolomites from the moment they were just coral reefs in the ocean more than 200 million years ago. Another precious treasure is its Lent veil from the church of San Jacomo, the only unspoilt, unique example of its kind in South Tyrol. It hails from the 17th century and represents the cycle of the Passion of Christ. The church of San Jacomo is also a small Romanesque jewel, the oldest place of worship in the valley, which stands out for its narrow and cuspidal bell tower. Val Gardena's culture goes back millennia. Indeed, the first historic written document mentioning the location is from the year 999 and speaks of Forestum ad Gredin. The region is trilingual. Italian and German are spoken here, and most of the population still speaks Latin in their everyday life. Language, ancient traditions and customs are the expression of local identity. Traditional clothing is amongst the most stunning in the Alps. Laces made on traditional lace pillows decorate the clothing and are worn by locals for the most important celebrations and can be admired in all their splendour in the Val Gardena in costume folklore procession. Local culture is a protected heritage and can be recognised in a flag that symbolises the colours of nature in its horizontal stripes: green meadows, white snow and blue skies. Wood carving is also a centuries-old tradition, the likes of which would make even Maestro Geppetto green with envy. Back in the 16th century, locals huddled in their cellars during the long winter months and spent their days carving wooden everyday objects, decorations or small animals. Still now, stunning wood creations are to be found in the many workshops throughout the valley, from ancient rocking horses, dolls and puppets, but also sacred art and nativity scenes. When discovering the world of local craftsmanship, you must not miss out on the permanent exhibition at the Unica Art Gallery and Unica's Art Fair held in Ortisei at the beginning of September. Nature awakens in spring and bursts into all its glory during summer, the perfect time for traditional farmsteads to open their doors to tourists. Guests can book overnight stays, allowing them to experience traditional South Tyrolean hospitality and dive into the mountain lifestyle. No day is alike as the opportunities offered for an unforgettable holiday abound. Winding paths beckon cyclists and hikers. Climbers can tackle the majestic walls of the Sassolungo and the imposing massif of the Sella and the craggy peaks of the Chia. Historical mountains that reach and surpass 3,000 metres in altitude, once considered impossible to ascend, are today a climbing and via ferrata paradise. Paul Grohmann from Vienna, the Christopher Columbus of the Dolomites, completed the first ascent of the Sassolungo in 1869. He had already conquered the Sella, to then be followed by other mountaineers who conquered the summit of the Cinque Dita, the Chia Group and the Punte del Puez. You don't have to scale a mountain to experience a rush to the head. In Ortisei, our smaller guests can have fun on the zip lines of the Col de Flamme Adventure Park, while in Selva everyone can try slacklining, the latest rage in sports, in the first official theme park of South Tyrol, featuring 13 different routes. And for those who truly don't fear heights, then being suspended over the valley from a paraglide is just what they need. To better organise one's summer holiday, you need to make the most of the Val Gardena active programme. In the various info points you'll find a calendar bursting with exciting activities, cultural hikes and botanical excursions, climbing courses for beginners, fishing in rivers and lakes, cooking classes and wood carving tutorials. The winter programme of Val Gardena Active is just as packed. As soon as the first snow falls, the valley is steeped in a peaceful white blanket, yet Val Gardena seems to waken from its slumber, attracting a wave of passionate skiers. One ski pass will grant you access to over 500 kilometres of slopes, guaranteed thanks to artificial snow and connected by modern lift facilities. The most renowned slope is the Sassolungo. It was created for the 1970s World Cup and is one of the most spectacular downhill slopes in the world, featuring 17 jumps and its 3 unmistakable camel humps. The Men's World Cup takes place here every year, and the history of Italian skiing started here. The Sella Ronda carousel on the Sella is just as famous, connected to the Alpi di Siusi and Dolomites superski. There are also slopes for cross-country skiing, ice waterfalls for climbing, steep slopes for alpine skiers, and dedicated paths for snowshoe walking, set against the backdrop of a suggestive and never-ending landscape. It was even more enchanting during the run-up to Christmas, when Val Gardena becomes the Christmas Valley of the Dolomites. A programme packed with events will transform the villages into brightly lit and colourful locations. The streets fill with traditional Christmas stalls selling artisanal products and local delicacies. Sweet scents of homemade baked goods and mulled wine waft through the throng of people, while choirs sing delightful Christmas carols. This is a Christmas you have to experience with all your senses. Val Gardena, no matter the season, will always be the perfect location for a dream holiday come true, an active holiday, or a relaxing break set against a beautiful backdrop. As the day comes to an end, the sun dips below the horizon, colouring the Rocky Mountains in shades of pink as it descends. Even just admiring this spectacle is reason enough to visit this splendid valley.